What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we need to talk about all of the alternate arts from OP-14. Not the special rares, we talked about those the other day, but your alternate arts, there are a bunch of them. They were, I believe, all revealed. I assume this is all of them. Normally is when they do it like this. And I'm going to show you them, and I'm going to tell you what they do, and we're going to have a jolly old time. Sound like a plan? Excellent. So we might as well go in some vague kind of order. We might as well start off with the red alternate arts, and that means we've got ourselves a one-cost Luffy. And, of course, I'm going to show you the regular art where we've got them. I think there's like one where we randomly don't have the regular art now, which is weird. Otherwise, I'll show you as we go. And what we got here is the one-cost 0 power, counter plus 1,000, and it's your generic searcher. Look at the top 5 cards of your deck, find a supernova other than Monkey D. Luffy, add it to your hand, put the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. But then when attacking, you get to put one of your opponent's characters for the turn down by 1,000 power, so you get, you get a little bit of extra there in addition to just having a generic searcher. We've got ourselves a Trafalgar Law. Worth noting, there has already been an errata which has been put out for this Trafalgar Law, and we'll talk a bit more about this later, I imagine, but it's worth noting this is not a 7 Warlords card, although it says it in the bottom left-hand corner. It is just Supernova and Heart Pirates. But here we've got Rush, and when your opponent attacks, once per turn, you may trash 2 cards from your hand, and then you choose one of your characters and swap their original power with your leader's original power until the end of the battle. Basically, you get to boost up one of your characters and make it the same as your leader, which honestly seems really kind of fun. I like this. Bit harsh on the discard, mind you. And then finishing off with what we've got from our red here, we got ourselves a fairly beefy Roanoa Zoro, which also has Rush, and when attacking, one of your opponent's characters this turn gets minus 1,000 power. It's exactly the same skill we see on the Luffy as a bit of a side note. Now that's what we got from your red alternate art. Moving over into green, because I don't know, let's just go around the colour wheel here. What we've got is a Nami, which I believe is the one where we don't have the regular art here. Don't ask me why, I don't know why, we just don't have the regular art, which I had an answer for you. And here we've got a 4-cost 2k, counter plus 1,000, we've got a blocker, but on play, choose 2 of your opponent's 8-cost or lower characters, rest them, and then at the end of this turn, activate 5 of your Don. This is one of those cards that frankly just seems too good. Like, this seems overly powerful. What you're telling me is that we got a blocker, a 4-cost blocker, that sets 5 rested Don active at the end of your turn, so it's kind of like a -1 cost, and you get to rest 2 characters of a cost of 8 or less. This Nami seems absolutely absurd. Now we have ourselves a green alternate art Perona, which is weirdly not the only alternate art Perona we've got in the set. Little bit strange. 5 cost, 6,000 power, counter plus 1,000, and on play, choose 2 of your opponent's 5 cost or lower characters, and until the end of your opponent's next refresh phase, at the end of their turn basically, they can't rest. And we've seen this before on a number of cards at this point. That means they can't attack. That means they can't block. That means they cannot use a skill that would cause them to become rested. It basically means they can't do anything, which is kind of ridiculous. Oh, and then on KO, you may rest 1 of your cards and then play a 5-cost or lower card from your hand. Oh. It's got to be a green card, I should say. 5-cost or lower green card from your hand. Green character. But still, that seems pretty gosh darn good. We've then got ourselves a new Shanks. 7-cost, 9,000 power. And during your turn, This character, if it becomes rested or when it becomes rested, then one of your opponent's characters with an original power of 7,000 or less, rest them. Oh, yeah. So during your turn, when this character becomes rested, and that is when it attacks, that will absolutely work, or anything else, then you get to rest an original power 7 or less. Again, seems pretty gosh darn good. Also, side note, the alternate art here is you can see Mihawk off to the side there. This is the point where essentially they're celebrating with Mihawk that Luffy's become a real pirate. Love this. Love these kind of alternate arts that are really specific and give a nice nod to anyone that's a real fan of the manga or anime. Also, on your opponent's turn, if this character is rested, all of your opponent's characters get minus 1,000 power. Again, there are lots of very good cards in OP-14. This one does seem incredibly powerful. Minus 1k to your opponent across the board. And then when you rest, they rest on your turn. Seems pretty gosh darn good to me. Seems sensible to keep going around the colour wheel here. So while we keep going around the colour wheel, we've got ourselves a blue Jinbei. 8 cost 10k. And if you have discarded a card from your hand this turn, this character gains Rush. Discarded a card from your hand by an effect. Well, the leader says you discard a card from your hand. So you're good, ladies and gentlemen. It's just an 8 cost 10k Rush. But wait, there's more. Because on play, you can rest 2 Don, draw 2, and then return a 7 cost or lower character to the owner's hand. Well, the Rush alone is pretty good. The draw alone is pretty good. But the idea that it's Rush and draw 2 and bounce to 7 or less to hand, oh my word, this is good. As a side note, it's obviously like a 10 cost because it's an 8 cost that makes you rest 2 cards, 2 Don cards, but that's still pretty tidy. We've also got a 1 cost Arlong here, and if your leader is Fishman Pirates, look at the top 4 cards of your deck, find a cost 2 or higher, show it to your opponent, put it into your hand. And what's kind of awesome here, it's just a 2 cost or higher card. It's not a character or anything along those lines. It's got to be 2 cost or higher, but then literally anything. Anything can be popped into your hand with this. That is an incredibly powerful skill. I am down, ladies and gentlemen. This looks good. I'm legit loving Jinbei in OP-14. I think that deck looks absolutely awesome. Now, moving on around the colour wheel here, we've got ourselves purple, and we've got ourselves a Virgo. 5 cost, 7k, no counter, and once per turn, if your Don Quixote Pirates would be removed from the field by your opponent's effect, you can instead return 1 Don card from your field to your Don deck. Yeah, that's pretty good. And remember, that's any of your Don Quixote Pirates characters, not just Virgo. Then when attacking, Don -1, give one of your opponent's characters minus 2,000 power for the turn. Again, this is another card I can see some uses here. The other purple card we've got is Don Quixote do Flamingo. This is one we have seen previously. 10 cost, 10k. And then Don -3, choose one of the following 2 effects. We've got, if your leader is Don Quixote Pirates, KO an opponent's character of a cost of 8 or less. And then we've got, if you prefer, up to 3 of your opponent's 7 cost or lower characters cannot become arrested until the end of your opponent's next end phase, until the end of their turn. And like I said a second ago, that means no attacking, that means no blocking, that means no skills that would cause them to rest, none of that malarkey. It's all off the table. Don Quixote do Flamingo often has big, powerful cards that can wreck games. Feels like this might be another one of those. Now we got ourselves some fun black cards here as well. We've got Miss All Sunday. It's a 7 cost 8k, but if your leader is Baroque Works, then you can just play a 4 cost or lower Baroque Work character from your trash. But you're playing it from your trash, which means you don't need to worry about, oh, do I have it in hand or any of that malarkey? Nah, mate. Oh, and actually, while we're here, you also get to play a 1 cost Baroque Works character from your trash. Yeah. So a 1 cost and a 4 cost or lower, absolutely absurd. You play this and you get to play 2 characters, and again, we are talking from your trash. Oh. Yeah. This seems good, ladies and gentlemen. This seems very, very good. Now, over elsewhere in black, we do have more Baroque Works, because of the whole, crocodile thing going on. We've got ourselves Mr. 2 Boncray Bentham. 4 cost 5,000 power, counter plus 1,000. And on KO, you can play from your trash or from your hand a 5 cost or lower Baroque's Work character other than Mr. 2 Boncray Bentham. Because, well, yeah, this is often the way, right? They often don't let you double up on that. Oh dear, what a pity, never mind. But it's a 4 cost that lets you play a 5 cost from your trash or your hand. So if you've been able to trash it already, brilliant. If you haven't, well, as long as it's in your hand, you're good. And you're getting a free 5 cost from a 4 cost. Once again, seems like a very powerful card. And then finally, speaking of Baroque Works Black Alternate Arts, we've got Mr. 1 Daz Bones. 5 cost 6k, counter plus 1,000. And if you've got an 8 cost or higher character on your field, it can attack characters on the turn that it's played. Now, that doesn't mean that it can attack life. It is only characters that it can attack. But you can attack characters on the turn it's played. This is good. This is great for removal. It's great for control. We are a fan of skills like... Well, I'm a fan of skills like this. I assume most of you watching are as well. So, in terms of colours then, that just leaves the yellow, although we will have to have a quick look at your secret rare alternate arts while we're here. And in terms of yellow, we've got ourselves a big bad Gecko Moria. 8 cost 10k, because, Gecko Moria tends to be quite big and bad. And it's got this trigger we've seen on a bunch of these, which is just play a 4 cost or lower character from your trash. And no, it doesn't have to be a Thriller Bark Pirates character or any of that. It's just a 4 cost or lower from your trash. But then we've also got the on play that lets you play a 4 cost or lower Thriller Bark from your trash, or add it to the top of your life face up. Which means recovery and setting a trigger, or just playing a free character. Either way, we're good. We've got the Boa Hancock, which honestly might be one of the most ridiculous cards we've ever seen, and no, I'm not exaggerating. 9 cost 10k. On play, if your leader has 7 Warlords of the Sea, add a card from the top of your deck to the top of your life. Then add up to 1 card from the top of your opponent's life to their hand. So basically, you gain a life, and your opponent loses a life. It's a 2 life swing. That's why I said it's ridiculous. And then as a trigger, you can play a 6 cost or lower character with trigger from your hand. Now this one does have to be played from your hand, so you need to have the relevant card in your hand in order to make it work. But also, 2 life swing on play or play a character for free as a trigger. That's absurd. Oh, and we have another Perona, apparently. Why do we have another Perona? We just do. 2 Wild Art Peronas in the same set. And yes, for what it's worth, we do also have a special rare Perona. Although, that's not even one of the ones from the set. It's the Black Perona from OP-06. If you're a Perona fan like me, this set is going to have many cards you like. But we got a 4 cost 5k, counter plus 1,000. And on play and on when KO'd, you choose one of your opponent's 6 cost or lower characters, and until the end of your opponent's next end phase, they cannot attack. Now, it's not that they can't rest. So they can absolutely still block or use other skills that need them to become rested. But basically, on play and on KO, you can choose a character not to attack during your opponent's next turn. That's kind of silly. And then we've got this same trigger here, whereby you can play a 4-cost or lower Thriller Bark Pirates from your trash, rested. Okay, that's fine. Still a really, really, really nice skill. As a side note, the Moria doesn't play the character rested, but the Perona does. Now, in terms of alternate art, I did show you the Mihawk the other day, so I'm not going to go through this in much detail here, but just worth pointing out that it's got the alternate art Akiragawa artwork. It's absolutely stunning, and this is also the one that gets the manga rare. It's my chase card for the set. I like Perona, but I also like Mihawk and I love Agawa artwork. This is my chase card from the set. But there is one other secret rare in the set that we've not had a chat about yet, and that is Crocodile, and we've seen both the regular and the alternate art. 8 costs, 10k, and on play, up to one of your opponent's 9 cost or lower characters, until the end of their next end phase, cannot attack. And if your opponent has an 8 cost or higher character on the board, you get to draw a card. It's alright. Doesn't strike me as busted as some of the others. Now, you can stop them attacking if they're a 9 cost but not a 10 cost, and you're only stopping them attacking, you're not stopping them resting. And you're drawing a card, but that's not always going to fire. It seems underwhelming compared to some of the others. And then on KO, trash a card from your hand, play this character from your trash. Yeah, this totally saves it. The first on-play skill is a little underwhelming, but the thing is, on KO, trash a card from your hand to replay it, and then you get that on-play skill again. And for what it's worth, I'm reading this, and it doesn't say on KO if you haven't previously used this skill. It doesn't say you cannot use this skill more than once. It just says on KO, you may trash a card from your hand. This character from your trash, you can play. Literally is what it says. Oh. Yeah, you can just cycle this. And that, incidentally, is why the on-play skill is a little bit underwhelming, because the expectation here is that you're actually going to get it multiple times. So there we go. Longer video than normal, but I wanted to show you all of these alternate arts. I wanted to get them all in one video, and I have. So now it's over to you guys. Tell me what your chase card from the set is. Mine is the Agawa Mihawk. I've made no bones about that. But also having 2 Perona is pretty cool. Tell me what you're looking forward to playing in OP-14. Tell me anything you want to tell me in the comment section. Good us. Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk about One Piece and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord, and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wasi Plays.